My name is Sarah Mitchell. I'm 32 years old. And today, I want to share something with you, something that still keeps me awake at night. Something that makes my heart ache every single day. People say time heals all wounds, but what if time only makes your wounds deeper? What if every passing year reminds you that the person who truly loved you is gone? Forever I had someone in my life who loved me more than I loved myself. A man who stood by me when I had nothing. A man who was ready to fight the world for me. And I left him. I let him go for someone else. And today, when I sit here in this small apartment, all alone, I can't help but think about him. About the life I could have had, if only I had chosen differently. My story isn't a fairy tale. It's not a glamorous love story. It's a story of mistakes, of illusions, of choices that ruined everything. And I'm sharing this today because maybe, just maybe, someone listening will understand that true love is the rarest thing in this world. If you have it, don't let it go. Transition to flashback. 7 years ago, my life was different. I was 25, full of dreams, working as a junior designer in a small firm in London. That's where I met him, Daniel Reed. I still remember the first time I saw Daniel. He was standing near the coffee machine in the office kitchen. Tall, simple shirt, messy brown hair, glasses, nothing flashy, but there was something calming about him. Daniel wasn't the kind of man who spoke too much. He was reserved, polite, always focused on his work. But the day my laptop crashed during a client presentation, he came to help me. While others just watched, he quietly fixed the issue in minutes. I smiled and said, "Thank you so much." He just replied softly, "Anytime." And that was it. But after that day, I started noticing him more. How he always stayed late to finish work, how he never bragged about anything, how he helped everyone without expecting anything in return. One day, I was struggling with a heavy box of files. Daniel walked by, took it from me without saying a word, and placed it on my desk. I laughed. You don't have to be this nice all the time." He smiled faintly and said, "Maybe that's just who I am." That was the first real conversation we had. And from there, slowly, we started talking more. Lunch breaks, small chats, nothing romantic at first, just pure friendship. But then came the night everything changed. My mother was hospitalized. I was shattered, crying in the office late at night because I didn't have enough money for her surgery. Daniel found me there, sitting alone. "Sarah, what happened?" he asked, his voice calm but concerned. I broke down and told him everything. And do you know what he did? He didn't say much. The next morning, I found out the hospital bill was paid. Daniel had done it. Quietly. Without telling me. I confronted him. "Why would you do that? You don't even." He interrupted me gently, "Because you needed help. And because I care about you." That day, I saw something in his eyes, pure love. No conditions, no expectations. Just love. A few weeks later, he confessed. His words were simple, "Sarah, I don't have fancy things to offer. I can't promise you a life of luxury. But I can promise you that I'll love you every single day." I'll never let you feel alone. And in that moment, I realized I loved him too. Maybe I always had. We started dating. And those months were the happiest of my life. No expensive dinners, no grand gestures, just two people deeply in love. He would cook for me, hold my hand during walks, send me little notes at work. He knew all my favorite songs, remembered every little detail about me. He made me feel safe. He made me feel home. But life has a way of tempting you. As my career grew, I started attending big corporate events. That's where I met Mark Evans. He was everything Daniel wasn't. Rich, confident, charming, always surrounded by people. He noticed me instantly, showered me with compliments, and within weeks, he was sending me flowers, taking me to fancy dinners. And for the first time, I started comparing Daniel's simple life with Mark's luxurious world. Daniel noticed the change. One night, he asked me, "Sarah, are you happy with me?" I hesitated before saying, "Daniel, you deserve someone better. Someone who doesn't want more." His eyes. I can never forget the pain in his eyes. But he didn't argue. He just said one thing, "Sarah, I hope you find what you're looking for. I just pray it makes you happy." And then, he walked away. No drama, no anger. Just silence. The next week, I said yes to Mark. And for a while, life felt like a dream. Designer clothes, vacations, parties, everything I once thought I wanted. But slowly, the cracks began to show. Mark wasn't like Daniel. He didn't care about my feelings, only about appearances. He criticized my friends, controlled what I wore, who I met. At first, I ignored it. But then came the loneliness. Even when we were together, I felt alone. He was always busy, always on his phone, flirting with other women at parties. One night, I asked him, "Do you even love me?" He laughed and said, "Sarah, don't be dramatic." And in that moment, I realized I had traded love for luxury. And I lost. I started thinking about Daniel. About his smile, his quiet care, his promises. I checked his social media, but he barely posted anything. I wanted to call him, but I didn't. Maybe out of pride. Maybe out of fear. Then, the final blow came. I caught Mark cheating. In public. At a party. The humiliation, the heartbreak. I can't even describe it. We divorced. And just like that, the glamorous world collapsed. I was left with nothing but emptiness and regret. 2 years later, I finally gathered the courage to find Daniel. I thought, maybe he still loves me. Maybe we can start over. I called his old number switched off. Went to his old apartment he'd moved. Finally, I asked a mutual friend. And that's when I heard the words that shattered me completely. Daniel got married last year. He has a baby girl now. I froze. My hands trembled as I looked at his photo on Facebook, him holding his daughter, smiling, so happy. That night, I cried like I've never cried before. Not because he moved on, but because I realized, he gave me a love no money could ever buy. And I threw it away. So today, if you're listening to this, I just want to say one thing: if you have someone who loves you truly, don't let them go. Don't trade love for illusions. Because once true love is gone, it never comes back. And Daniel, if you ever hear this, I just want you to know, I loved you too. I just realized it, too late.